quick.
Do you remember the recovery? That's the best part of the whole story, man.
What was it?
He did
broke
a
the
backflip, broke the bass, unplugged Preacher. So it was just basically just Randy and Vince, and Noel gets up. He's got this broken bass in his hand and starts going boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, he starts singing the bass notes.
Yeah. And then he's like, anybody got a bass I can borrow?
Yeah.
Crickets.
Something in the water taught me how to crawl. Something in the water taught me how to fall.
Hey, folks, welcome to another Something in the Water podcast, brought to you this time by Swamptown Get Down Music and Arts Festival, coming up March 26th and 27th here in Waycross, Georgia. I'm Uncle Dave Griffin.
I'm Sean Clark, and today we're here with our good friend Marc Andress
Hey.
from St.Simons. He's a musician and an entrepreneur. He's going to tell us what he's got going on.
My wife, I always like to throw this in there. My wife affectionately refers to you as her hippie cowboy.
Yeah.
Speaking of hippie cowboys.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And not only are you, well, there's a reason for that, because I think some of the first gigs when we met, some of the first gigs you played was at the Graham Parsons Guitar Pool.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of hippie cowboys, he was one.
Yeah.
And of course, you played many a year at the Graham Parsons Guitar Pool.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, the first band was Honey Blue. I believe,
Man, the
or was it
first one
before
was
that?
back with Zach Gowan and Drew Worsham
Oh
from
my
Dream
God,
So Real.
that was the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were y'all Holy Smokes that year?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You
Holy
were in
smokes.
Holy Smokes.
That was at
Holy
that was at the Swamp Park.
No.
It was Little Night.
Little Nights.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Buddy Cage was there.
Y'all
man.
did play at the
The
Swamp.
Brooklyn Cowboys.
There was one that
Yeah.
I think Chris Ryder had to do with putting that one
Oh,
on.
okay. That was something different.
It was
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah, okay.
But that was 2002. It was officially the first one not held in my backyard, so that would have been the 5th annual.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
And,
a cool year, though.
Man, wasn't
Oh,
it?
that
Yeah.
was great.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was great. We
Yep.
started at 5 p.m. and we went to about midnight. I think they closed the doors at midnight back in those days.
Yeah.
And
Walter Egan.
Walter Egan and the
Yeah.
Brooklyn Cowboys.
Yeah.
Phil
Lana
Kaufman was
Hines
there?
was there. Who?
Wasn't Phil Kaufman there that year?
No, he was in 2007.
Oh,
was
okay.
when he
I remember
came.
Yeah, that was
him
at the
there
fairground,
Little Nights.
man.
This was
Yeah.
2002. And
He was at Little Nights one year.
in 2007, he was
Okay.
at Little Nights. We had Jim Lauderdale that year.
Mhm.
But 2002 was our first year out in the public. I remember I lost my ass that year because I didn't know how to put on a music festival. Even though it was indoors and everything, we had the honkiest, tonkiest little club in Waycross
Oh, yeah.
to put it on. And I just did not know how to do this at that time, and went and holed about $800 and came out of it by selling CDs. We recorded
Yeah.
That's right.
all the acts that night
Yep.
on mini disc, and I picked out 2 songs from each act, threw it on a CD, and shot it out there and made the money back. But so you're the original hippie cowboy
Yes,
for,
sir. I guess
for
so.
South Georgia.
All right. I'll take it.
Yeah. And so I always like to ask our guests to divulge their history as far as how did you get started in this thing called music? What appealed to you? What was
What
your
a-
first step?
What an Odyssey Iliad that
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Gosh, I guess it goes back to, I mean, man, as long as you don't, like, I guess of being as old old enough to hold a guitar, I guess.
Really?
You know,
Okay.
yeah. You know, my dad's side of the family is very music oriented.
Okay.
And I mean, man, yeah, they had a little guitar for me.
Yeah.
And
So where was this when you were growing up?
yeah.
Where
We were quote unquote travelers till I guess till about till I was about 9 or so. 9 or 10, and we went to Athens. Then from Athens to Cordele, actually to here.
Wow.
And
To Whitecross?
St. Simons.
Simons.
Yep.
Athens, Cordele, and St. Simons.
Yeah, and prior to that, yeah, we were just travelers all over the world.
Nice.
Yeah. Thailand, all over, man.
Was it military?
Guam.
Military?
No,
or
my
just-
dad was just a teacher, and they just traveled, decided to travel. Yep, lived all
I
over.
love it.
Lived in Guam, a town called Dedido. But yeah, music-wise, you know, I was born with it. You know, my uncle played with Hank Williams Sr., you know.
Your uncle did?
Yeah. Uncle.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I guess we've never had that conversation.
No, we hadn't. No,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
Was
that
he a
song
dri-
"Country Music" is about Uncle Harold, and you know, so
What was
he
his
was
name?
Harold Andress. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
You can't find much information about that because it was the younger Hank days. Basically, my dad's side of the family, they were from a small little town in Alabama called Honoraville,
Okay.
which is just a stone's throw from Georgiana,
Uh-huh.
which you know is where Hank Sr. is from.
yeah.
And as you can imagine, there weren't a lot of musicians around. So my uncle, needless to say, got to play several gigs with him, actually, like in Montgomery.
Yeah.
Some of the, gosh, I feel like I should know this stuff, but the hay ride sessions or something. Does that sound right?
Louisiana Hayride. Yeah.
Yeah. And my uncle actually not only he played with a lot of people. Like he played with Ray Price,
Was he a guitar
Sonny
picker?
James. Yeah, he was a guitar player, bass player.
Okay.
Bass was his big thing. That was what he was just. He just seemed to really shine on the bass. But yeah, he was all
So
around.
he was in high demand.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
As
There was
many of them
There
were
was a
back then.
time.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, he was real influential on me. So you know, I guess around middle school or so, I set the guitar down because I was taking like classical guitar and that kind of stuff, and I just set it down and picked up a surfboard.
Oh.
You know, and then came back into music a few years later, and been at it ever since. You know, moved out to California with Noel Holloway.
Yeah.
You know Noel.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody does Noel. Yeah, we moved out of California and played.
Caveman.
Yeah, right.
Caveman.
Man, yeah, you know, we moved out to California and played music out there in San Diego and all over, man. We played all over California. It was pretty awesome. We were voted and won best band in San Diego in 1996. That was pretty rad. And then I guess, you know, the rest is just a trail of fond, happy memories. You know, and it's
a
led me
trail
to
of
where I
tears.
am now, where I living on St.Simons Island, got a
man.
music store,
And you got a music store now.
studio, school. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about the store.
Well, I opened up that store. Gosh, it's been 9 years now.
St. Simons Music.
Yeah. After I graduated from Armstrong Atlantic University, and I couldn't really find a job in the school system, a music teaching job that I really was satisfied with. So I just took the initiative to open up my own school. And it evolved over the years into what it is now, which is a music store, a school, and we do some recording up there too. We do analog recording, the old Tascam console into a tape machine into a computer. So it's kind of a unique recording experience. Kind of neat. But yeah, so that's kind of the evolution of that. I was out on the north end of St. Simons for about, I guess, 6-7 years. And then I've been at my new location in the Pier Village area going on 2.5 years or so now.
Down there where the action is now.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Um, I saw on Facebook the other day where they were pulling out those little buildings from across the street.
They're
from you.
gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
The kiosk.
They are gone, man.
Like
Yep.
kiosks or
Yeah.
doll houses or
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I saw your post and they were taking them out.
dog houses.
Yeah, they're
Well,
gone,
they were
man.
actually
Yeah.
So just some
little
big
tiny
gap of nothing
businesses, right?
Yeah, it's just a disaster area now.
Yeah.
Not for long, they're building a 25,000 square foot museum there.
A Southwestern art museum of all things.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Cowboy and
that's
Indian Museum.
Real relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it'll appeal to somebody, but it just
Yeah, I find it kind of
strikes me as
peculiar.
weird.
Yeah,
Kind of
man.
odd
You know,
yeah.
it's
space
like-
for that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, look at all the history there in St.Simons.
Yeah, maybe it'll evolve maybe from that to more of a worldly eclectic museum.
It seems
or
like some
something.
pricey real estate just to have that much museum. I mean,
Yeah, we're talking 25,000 square feet, supposedly.
right.
That is a big.
Is that
Building.
Cool.
is that the size of that area that those buildings were sitting in?
Not exactly, because they are also tearing down the adjacent building behind it.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's going to be deep.
Yes.
Oh, well, there's nothing more constant than change.
Absolutely.
I reckon that
Yeah.
St. Simons is getting hit by a little bit of it right
Yeah.
there. But who knows? Maybe there'll be some people interested in Southwestern art that need a set of guitar strings.
Yeah.
That's what
And
I'm
they'll-
saying.
They'll be right, they'll be right. You'll be right across
Yes.
the street.
You get a lot of traffic through there, don't you?
I do actually, yes. Especially during spring and summertime, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
We
Meet some really interesting people, actually. Yeah.
Imagine from everywhere.
Literally all around the world. Yeah. I need to get one of them world maps where people could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should like
I know.
come in and
Yeah.
put the pin where you're from. you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
That'd be cool.
Dude at Pinball Palace, Kelly's got one. And it's amazing the people that just come in there, Yeah.
I love the who does the art that you got painted on the walls. and
Oh
stuff?
man, that is one of my dear friends, Mr. Sam Balling.
Oh yeah.
He resides in Athens. He and his wife Courtney, and he's this guy that did the mural at Locos, the Beatles mural.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same guy.
Dang.
And I had built like an isolation room upstairs at the studio so that Michelle, that teaches piano and voice, could have, her room could be isolated. Moreover, to also have an isolation room for recording as well. And, it was just this wooden wall. And I had this thought. I was like, man, it sure would be awesome if I could get a mural in here. And so I got on the horn with Sam and we talked about it. And he came up to visit and he literally pulled a chair up, sat in front of the wall, looked at all the grain and the wood and everything. And that's where he got the idea to do musicians on the wall. And he literally, based on the wood grain, decided where each artist would go. He saw them in the wood.
So he used the wood grain to draw it out. Wow.
How
that's great.
killer is that?
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
See a knot up there, and you say, "Little Richard," or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. And his art's online. You can find his stuff online.
I've seen his,
And I've got some of it for sale up at my store.
Redhead.
Yep.
He
Big
a
old
redheaded dude,
beard.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He does that magical stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So anybody out there watching or listening, you can probably go on Facebook. I'm sure you can go on Facebook.
Yup.
Marc Andress's page. Do you have a St. Simons Music Facebook page?
Yes.
You do?
Yes. And we have a web page too,
You have a website?
www.stsimonsmusic.com.
Good. And you got pictures of the artwork somewhere in all of that. So
Yes, sir.
if you want to see what we're talking about, and actual coolness of this artist that painted all of those murals. You can see that. His name's Sam Balling. And we're talking to Marc Andress right now, the hippie cowboy from St.Simons.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
He's gonna be at St.Simons all the time. He's gonna be at Swamp Town Get Down.
He's
right.
going to be at Swamp Town Get
Yep.
Down.
With
and,
Martez.
Martez is the latest incarnation
Yeah,
of,
tell us
of
what this
this
Man.
group.
Yeah, this is a really good band. I very fortunate to get to play with these guys.
4-piece.
Yes, sir. And it just kind of serendipitously happened. The cliff notes on it would be three of us work at St.Simons Music as teachers.
Oh,
And the other gentleman, Wilmot Green's just a friend of ours,
Yeah.
and used to own Georgia Theater in Athens.
okay.
Cool.
And so we have him on bass, Cameron Gardner on drums from the band Washed Out, which a lot of people recognize that band from the TV show Portlandia. They do the theme song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And on piano, we have Matt Ganong. If I'm pronouncing his name right, I hope I am. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, Ganong.
Uh-huh.
Piano virtuoso, master's degree, raised in church kind of guy. Like,
Oh,
man, as soon as
God.
you hear him play, you're like,
Yes.
church player. You know what I'm
Really
saying?
good.
When you hear a good piano player,
Yeah.
man, usually
Yeah.
you can
Church.
almost
Yeah.
assume that they were raised in the church and play in the church and whatnot. And man, we just have some really good chemistry. We got together just actually just a jam
Yeah.
one time, and it was so good. We just, I guess we got to do this every weekend. Needless to say, we do it on a Tuesday, and Wilmot was like, "We're gonna name our band Martez because we do it on Tuesdays."
Okay.
That's where that came about.
Now, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
not have known that.
Yeah.
It's Spanish for Tuesday.
Tuesday.
You know, we do a lot of instrumental stuff, but we all also have songs we've written and whatnot. So we'll be throwing in some songs with lyrics too.
And when you say
words.
instrumental stuff, are those originals or
Man,
you playing
we
standards?
will literally like. Sometimes it might be like Cameron will just start a drum beat,
Yeah.
and
It's
Wilmot
kinda
or whatever. You know?
What what style would you call y'all?
I don't
Is
even
it
know,
just
man.
eclectic, just
Yeah.
jazz
Yeah.
fusion.
Jazz fusion, jammy jams,
soul jam.
polyethnic slamgrass. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We do it all. We do. It's interesting. We just never really know. We have like it's all we jazz.
Yeah.
Jam.
It's gonna fit in real nicely.
Yeah, man. We're super
sir.
pumped.
Well, it's folks. Anytime Marc Andress' name is in the band lineup, no matter what the name of the band is,
He brings it.
you can guarantee.
You got to, man,
Yeah,
right?
You can
I mean,
guarantee that it's going to be a good group.
I mean, man, you
And,
guys are musicians. You know, you either bring it or you don't,
That's
man. You
right.
better bring it.
Well, every
Yeah.
group that you've ever played with at the festivals, and you've played in a bunch of different names.
Yeah,
you know,
at least 3 or 4 at least.
Honey Blue,
Space Kittens.
Space Kittens,
Done with Tracy Maddox, played with her.
Low Jobs. Was that
Yeah,
you? Was that
yeah. Me and Preacher.
Low
and-
Jobs,
and
folks.
Emily Thompson. And Randy Reynolds.
you? Yeah.
Noel Holloway. Preacher.
Yep. And, there
And I
was,
think Vince played drums with us. Vince Jaraki, I think. Yeah.
so.
Leo Neal played drums a few times too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've been a part. I don't think there's been a festival that you've missed. You may have missed one
Man, yeah, maybe one, I think, maybe.
over a period of time, but
Yeah.
It's too fun to miss.
from Graham Parsons,
Yeah.
and to 2011 when we introduced Swamp Town Get Down in the spring.
Man, in the first one, I played with our band Ultra. Man, that was a great band. That was Nate Nash, and Craig Barnett from Mofro. And I think Brigman, the keyboard player from Mofro, also played with us at that one, I think. And Scott Clark on bass. And
Yeah, I remember this.
yeah, that was laying it down. Yeah, that was a good band. And I think Montaigne may have played percussions with us on that one too.
He could have.
He could have. He's been there time or two.
Now, was Jeff the conga player in
Holy smokes.
Holy Smokes?
Yes.
Yeah,
See,
That's the first time I met.
man.
That was you, Jeff, and Zach.
And Drew Worsham.
And Drew Worsham.
Yep.
Okay.
Dream So Real, Drew Worsham. Yep.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, man.
And y'all played a good set. I remember that. I still hear Zach coming on announcing the group.
I love that name. I
Yeah,
still
Holy
love that name.
Smokes.
That's every time I think of that name, the first thing I think is cool name. And
Yeah, that
y'all
was a
kick
good
ass
one.
too. Y'all totally fit the name too.
I believe the credit for that band name goes to Mr. Griffin Buffkin, I believe.
Yeah.
If you're ever looking for a band
yeah.
name, he's your guy,
Yeah.
man. Yep. Barbecue and band names.
Yeah, he's got it down. Barbecue band names. Yes, sir.
I think he's the one that came up with the Lucky Sevens. Remember when we were jamming, playing for a little while?
Yeah,
And we had the Lucky Sevens.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
dude.
think Griffin came up with that one too.
Wow.
Well, Yep.
So have y'all ever played in a band together?
Yeah, well, we
Lucky
were like
Sevens?
a duo.
yeah.
We went under Lucky Sevens. I forgot about that. What we called it that. I remember doing the shows, but I forgot that. Yeah,
and
man.
shortly thereafter, I think is when you started Pine Box,
Uh-huh.
and I think that's when I started Space Kittens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, we used to play at Locos and
We could bring those two bands together and call it Space Box.
Space Box. Yeah, man.
That's kind of an oxymoron. Space, well, but kind of sort of, but not really. Because yeah,
I could see like a cube that's like all galaxy. Space Box.
Space Box. Space Box.
That's the album cover. Be all like Pink Floyd looking. Yeah, man.
So you're talking about your penchant for surfing.
Oh man,
You
yes.
laid your guitar down when you was a youngster,
Yes.
and you went to the surfboard.
Yes.
And do you still do that?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes. As often as possible. Yeah.
So
Nothing
you
like it, man. Yeah.
they
I've
catch some waves right
kinda-
there on St.Simons.
yeah, man, Gould's Inlet. I've gravitated more towards paddleboarding, which is one and the same, kind of the same thing. I just like having the paddle. I can kind of go around sections when the waves are closing out and stuff, and yeah, it's great.
Paddleboard, is that where you standing on the board? You
Yeah,
just
man.
do you have a? Yeah, you have a stick.
Yep, you have a paddle.
It's
Yep.
a paddle.
Yep. And generally, the boards are a little bit wider, a little bit thicker, and a little bit longer than your traditional surfboard. Like the one I ride right now is like a 10-6.
What does that
So,
mean?
Like 10 foot 6
10
inches.
foot 6 inches.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. Some people ride them smaller, like my buddy Jay that I go with. He's a pro, man, and he rides a shorter one and just tears it up, man. God, he tears it up.
You got in an accident.
Yeah, man. 29 stitches worth of an accident.
So was that your board?
Yeah.
You got hit.
That was
you got
a
hit in the
paddleboard?
head.
Yeah, man. I was going left on this wave and the nose went under. It was like during Hurricane Isaias, I think is how you pronounce it.
Isaias.
And man, the nose of the board went down and I fell off the board and came up. And right about the time I came up, the board just boom, split my forehead wide open,
I
man.
saw those pictures, man.
And it's sketchy, man. You know, you've been to Gould's Inlet. You know, if you think about the scenario, you know, you're 100 yards out where the waves are breaking, man. And that
you get smacked in the head like that.
oh yeah.
Now, see, that's why I've always said that surfing is dangerous for you.
yeah, it can be. Oh yeah.
Be trying to get to shore and not.
Now,
get
see, that's
eaten by
why
a shark,
I always say I'm never
you're just
surfing.
bleeding like.
Oh man, I look like Carrie. Yeah, literally.
I saw the stitches. I
Yeah.
didn't see the actual.
Oh, it was
bet you-
gnarly, man.
I
And I had
bet you
to
it
walk
hurt,
back.
didn't it?
And you know, walking from that point back to the parking lot where I was parked, man, that's a good little walk. I'm walking down the beach, bloody as all get out. You know,
By yourself?
Well, my buddy had a friend of mine walk with me. My buddy Willie walked me back to my car, which I foolishly got in and drove home. But man, that's the kind of thing too. The situation is like this: do you call an ambulance? Do you go to the hospital?
Yeah.
Or what do you do? I elected to go home and kind of try to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I went home and I called a friend of mine to get some advice. And they gave me this Dr. Irwin's his name, gave me his phone number. And he actually came to my house,
Wow.
Nice.
stitched me up, man.
At your house.
Yep.
Wow.
That's a rarity.
Yes.
Doctors don't do house calls much anymore.
And man, it literally came down this close to my eyeball right there. You know, he said another few millimeters, man, I would have been in some trouble.
Dude, you can't even see
Yeah,
it now.
you can't hardly see it at all. There's a little bit of a scar.
And when I saw those stitches on
so gnarly.
on Facebook,
How
I
long
was
ago
like,
was that?
I was back in, I guess, like early August.
and I was thinking, you're going to be scarred forever the way that looked.
Oh man, I thought so too. Oh yeah.
You were going to be Harry Potter or something.
Yep. Healed up. I think because of my diet, I think is what helped it heal up so fast. You know.
What's your diet?
Man, a lot of vegetables, lean meats, fruits, a lot of beets too. I like beet juice.
Cool.
Beet juice and carrot juice. I think that's a lot to do with it. So I really do attribute a lot of it to that.
I believe it was. I don't see anything up there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And it was Frankenstein.
Dude, it was Frankenstein for real.
I don't know
Yeah.
if Justin can find a picture of that or not. But
Oh, yeah. It was. Oof, yeah. Yeah.
I was feeling for you. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kept me out of the water for a few weeks. Well, actually, about a month or so. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Yeah.
You Volkswagen still going?
Man, yeah, but I gotta get a
Got a
transmission in it, man.
Oh,
Wouldn't go into third gear. Still won't go into third gear, but now the transmission's getting so bad it's just slow as all get out. So I'm shopping around to get a transmission for it. I mean, I can still put around the island on it, you know, but as far as like going traveling with it or
Sweet, though,
anything.
man.
Oh God, I love that van, man.
It's a
Yep.
actual. Is it a camper van?
Yes,
It
yep.
is a
It's
camper
got the
van. Okay.
the pop top.
Yeah.
So you know you can sleep 2 on top, 2 down below. It's got a sink, stove, refrigerator.
I know we saw it the first. I think it was the day after you bought it.
Yeah, man, I remember. Oh,
We
yeah.
were over there doing a gig somewhere, and we met up in the
over by Cilantro's.
Yeah,
Yep.
met
Oh,
up
yeah.
in the parking lot over there,
Yep.
and I know you still are proud of it.
Oh God, yes, I love that thing.
I owned a Volkswagen van, or two in my lifetime, but neither one of them were campers. But I do love them.
Yeah,
You know, it's just like
driving them, man. Is,
Yeah,
I love the way
yeah.
they drive. Love the way they handle. Yep.
it's got a sound, you know, that
Yep.
German sound. Well, we know that your diet is healthy and everything, and I think I also read somewhere where you're on an anniversary of quitting smoking. Is it?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. How long has that been?
Oh, over a year now.
Cool.
Over a year and a half or so. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Well, October 26th of last year is when I had my episode with the heart and had a stent put in, but I have not smoked since then, and it's nothing compared to what you're working on there. But did you have a problem giving it up, or like me? I didn't have that much of a problem.
Man, I didn't have that much of a problem. I think it's because, you know, I smoked the American Spirits, which were all natural.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that maybe has something to do with it.
Not as much of
They didn't have all the additives and chemicals. And I just had the motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And CBD oil actually helped me a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yep. As far as the nerves, because you know when you quit smoking, man, the nerves and CBD oil just kind of
Mellows you
It's
out.
those triggers, you know, that you,
Yes.
and as good as I am, consider myself as far as not yielding to anything, and having a pretty strong resistance to it. I'll still out of the blue. I will an urge will just zoom across my the front of my brain or something, and it'll come so far out of left field that I don't even realize it. And it seems like my left hand is going for the cigarettes, which were right there next to the computer
man.
or something,
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And then it just come out
Muscle
of it. Say,
memory.
oh, okay, that's right. I remember now.
Muscle memory.
Yeah, it is. It's so far ingrained, I guess. I called up this Georgia Quit hotline right after the heart attack, and I got online with them, and they sent me 2 boxes of nicotine patches that were like each box was a 2-week supply.
Yes.
And you use them, supposed to use them daily. I didn't even use mine daily. I used them randomly. I've still got a whole nother box left, and it's been since October.
I did do the patches. I did. I think they start you with 21 milligrams and then 14 and then 7.
Yeah.
I did do that, and I think that was maybe seminal to my successes of quitting. I think.
Did they bother you? Is any side effects from the patches?
Nah,
Where'd you stick them?
on my belly.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I've been using mine right there, and just alternating.
Yep.
But the other night, I stuck one right here, and I don't know if it tells you to avoid that area or not, but by God, that thing, I pulled it off, and it weren't any problems, but until after I pulled it off. And this has been 2 days now.
Burned you or
It
something?
turned red
Man.
and itches like poison ivy. I mean, it itches right now.
Wow.
It's about to drive me to smoking.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Man.
It's but I'm just wondering. So you use yours down here on the stomach?
Yeah, and I think I maybe threw it on my shoulder a couple times just to
I'm
try
gonna try.
something different.
I'm gonna try that. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm about to swear off of them and just go with it now. Just
Yep.
go with the non-smoking. Heck with it all.
They make those CBD vaporizer pen things too, which is kind of nice. Like if you have the desire for the smoking aspect of it, you could do that with CBD, and it kind of like once again keeps you mellow, and it's not smoking. It's just like a vapor. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, man.
And that sounds like something that I could get into right there.
And it's accessible. It's easy to find.
CBD vape.
Yeah.
Yep. That's accessible. There's
You feel like you're
stores
smoking,
actually
and then,
now.
but it's also calming you down.
And
Yeah,
that's
man.
the thing about it,
It's like a win-win.
it's like I've always heard that, especially as performers like we are, one of my strongest urges for cigarettes was when I was out in public performing.
Yup.
You take a break, you're heading to
Boom.
the smoking deck.
Yippers.
You have it's something about you have to have something in your hands or something in your mouth. It's like that didn't sound right.
I never,
I
I never was a smoker. So I guess
Oh, that's right.
That's right, man. You never smoked cigarettes. You're smart.
Fell into the.
I don't know
trap.
about smart, but I think what. Hope my mom's not listening, but I think I smoked pot before I ever smoked a cigarette, and then when I smoked a cigarette, I was like, "Why would anybody do this?
Right.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
This tastes like cardboard." And it felt like I was going to throw up, and I was just like, "Yeah,
Yep.
this is nasty."
Yep. They damn sure taste nasty.
Did your either one of your folks smoke?
Always, they both did, and forever. So it's
Well,
probably
that could have
But they-
worked against you. Having grown up.
Yeah,
around
and me
it,
and my sister, like, we totally give them hell about it too when we were little. Like, it was about the time that the science was coming out. Like, this
Science was
may be.
catching up with it. Yeah.
So, and we'd see the commercials, and then we'd just be like, "You're giving us cancer, Mama." She's like, "I won't give you cancer if you don't shut up." And You're gonna have enough. You're gonna have another problem.
You were part of that first woke
Yeah,
generation.
they're like, shut your damn.
Don't throw that on the ground, Daddy. You'll make the Indian
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah, save the whales. But they, my dad had, he didn't have a heart attack, but he had open heart surgery and the bypasses and all that. And after that, they both quit. And they, especially with Mom, she used cough drops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like just eating cough drops like crazy, and they both quit cold turkey like that.
My old next door neighbor growing up, he lived. James Cock was his name. He lived with his grandparents, Big Granny and Little Granny. Big Granny, of course, was the man, and he was big, and Little Granny, she was very little. So, but it was Big Granny and Little
Big
Granny.
Granny?
Big Granny is what they called him. That was their nickname for him, like. And when Big Granny quit smoking cigarettes, every time we'd see him, he'd have dentine in his mouth. So it's one of those things, you replace it with whatever floats your boat and makes you stop, makes you resist from that urge. I hadn't found anything,
Oral fixation.
real,
Yeah.
tangible or anything. I'm just, going with them damn patches that make me itch like hell. Right now.
Well, you've been doing pretty good with them.
Yeah. I mean, heart attack will get your attention.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to a surfboard coming down on your head, on your forehead, and then from there the headache goes down here, and seemed like a freight train running over you. So we got the Swamp Town Get Down Music and Arts Festival coming up, like I was talking about, and these two guys are actually in bands that are playing for it. Justin Mercer, the producer of this podcast and the owner of Caution Light Media Sound Studios, he's going to be out there as well, set up and doing some live streaming. And it takes place at the Okefenokee Fairgrounds in Waycross, Georgia, March 26th and 27th. And it will be a year since we put on a festival. We were able to get the Swamp Town Get Down right under the wire last year before COVID,
A week
before the
lock-
shutdown
A
hit.
week before lockdown.
A week before lockdown, and
Man.
it was crowded. I mean, it was like a lot of folks came, and it was barely in the news, but it was enough in the news that it was starting to cause people to
People were like,
second
something's
guess,
going on.
to think, well, I'm not going, but we had a monstrous crowd. And as far as I know, nobody got sick.
Nobody got sick. That was good.
Probably hadn't quite migrated.
Not quite.
Yeah.
It's a good send off.
Fast forward to, typically we had our Grand Parsons guitar pull in late September. We had to cancel that last year because of the pandemic. We ended up doing a virtual show right here in this room in November and went over real well. But after that heart attack in October and then coming down with COVID in December.
Oh, that's when I had it, was in December.
You had it in December as well.
Christmas.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's what I got for Christmas. COVID. Home Alone. Yeah. Ain't nobody bringing you no Christmas presents when you got COVID. Yeah.
Well, I at that point I said, screw this. I made the decision right then. As soon as I caught COVID, I said, I don't want to have a festival in March. I was just down and out, really down and out. And I was thinking, 3 months is not enough time to plan one accurately. And besides that, we're going to have to work in some COVID measures,
Yes.
in order to have it safely and everything. And I just didn't want to deal with it once I got the diagnosis of COVID. But, about a month went by, and about mid-January, one of my staff members, Mike James and April Herndon, two of my staff members, they go to a lot of shows down in Live Oak, a lot of festivals down there in the Spirit of Swanee Music Park. And they had attended one in January down there that utilized the COVID protocols. And they came back with that saying, hey, I know you said you wanted to cancel it, but we can do this. We can do it just like Spirit of Swanee. Use them for a template.
Use their rules or whatever.
Use their rules regarding the social distancing and masks and all that. And I said, but do we have enough time? And we were staring at the end of January, and that's only like 2 months out. And anyhow, we decided to move forward with it and jumped in there and got everything together as rapidly as we could,
Mm-hmm.
And we put the tickets up for sale this past Friday at noon, and over the weekend it was just like off the chain. I mean, there was people.
Awesome, man.
So the people were speaking right there. They were saying, we don't care that we have to satisfy these COVID rules and regulations. We will do that. We just want to get out in the outdoors and have our faces melted by some rock and roll.
Yep.
And so that's a very positive thing for me as a promoter or putting one of these things on. It's nice when the tickets sell. So a little bit to address that on this podcast, if you go to the website, and I'm sure that we'll have links placed up in this, and during the break you'll see the actual the flyer with a link at the bottom. If you go to that online link, www.stgdfest.com, you'll be directed to the Buy Tickets link, and it'll take you to another page where you'll see the audience tickets. The audience, we're selling 10 by 10 pod spaces that will hold up to a maximum of 6 people.
Cool.
And I think the minimum that you have to pay for a pod is the equivalent of 4 people's tickets. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you get to the website, I think you'll understand it. If not, you can give me a phone call or message me on Facebook or what have you to Uncle Dave Griffin, and I'll answer all your questions. But basically, it's just like any other concert that you go to. You're going to have some premier pods up front next to the stage. They're going to cost a little bit more than the middle area, and then the back area is going to cost the least. And we will have RV camping, just like always, $50 for a weekend spot. Tent camping will be free with admission. We'll have vendors as well. Vendors are lining up nicely, and some great, great music, including Pine Box Dwellers, Martez, which means Tuesday, and Bobby Lee Rogers Trio, Bonnie Blue, Glass Camels out of Jacksonville, Michelle and the Ambiguous, Thunderbird Blues Band. I'm just doing this by memory, so I'm going to leave somebody out. One Good Ring, the Page Brothers Band.
Lazy Lightning.
Lazy Lightning. Dirty Bird and the Flu. But anyhow, that's all I can.
Good lineup.
Yeah, all I can recall from my head right here. Just watch the podcast. When we get to a break, you'll see the flyer with all the bands on it at that point. But do hope that you'll put it down on your calendar and make it a point to come. You'll have a good time.
We are going to take a little break. We're going to come back with Mark, and he's going to play us a song. We hope.
Right.
You down for that?
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We'll be right back.
Something in my blood starts to take a hold. Something in my bones start to lose control. Something in the water gonna make me whole. Something in the water gonna make me see. Something in the water gonna set me free.
Hey, we're back with Marc Andress, our guest for this episode.
Hey.
And Mark's going to play us an original tune. What's this song about?
It's a song called Quick and Good, and a song I wrote about this girl that I knew back in high school. She was like your stereotypical kind of debutante, homecoming queen kind of girl, man, and I bumped into her at the beach, and she was a totally different person. It's just wild. And I was worried for her and everything, and I was asking her if she was okay and everything, because she was basically living this nomadic kind of life, going from place to place, town to town. No money, no car, no job.
Wow.
And that's just, she didn't care. And she just always said, yeah, I just feel good. And I just felt the need to put it down. So I put it down.
Cool.
Now I'm going to lay it down for y'all one time. A song called Quick and Good. We'll be playing this one at Swamp Town Get Down.
2021.
2021 with Martez. Oh, and we will have special guest Nate Nash sitting in with us too. So
Cool.
yeah, just to mention. All right, so should I go ahead and do this for y'all, everybody?
Yeah, man.
All right, Quick and Good.
You know, baby ain't got no money. She said she's got a feeling. Baby ain't got no shoes, but she said she's got a feeling. And she said that feeling was always so good. She said that feeling was always so good. She said that feeling was always so good. You know, baby ain't got no car, but she said she's got a feeling. You know, baby ain't got no money, no jewelry, no, but she's got a feeling. She said that feeling was always so good. She said that feeling was always so good. was always so good. She said that feeling was always so good. That feeling was always so good. Yeah, that feeling was always so good. She said that feeling was always so damn good.
Heck yeah, man. Good song.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. How long ago did you write that one?
A couple years ago, probably.
Yeah, I know I've heard it.
3 years ago,
It's
maybe.
a good one.
Yeah.
And this beauty right here is a Gibson J50 1969.
69. Yes, sir.
Did that come through the shop?
It did.
Trade in?
Yes, sir. Actually, no, I just outright bought it. Yep. Yep. The gentleman wanted to trade it for a Martin, but I wasn't getting rid of my Martin, so I just outright bought it from him. Yep.
Cool.
We're talking. Tell me about, you used to own a Martin, or you still do?
Yeah, I still got it. It's in my truck, as a matter of
Tell me the
fact.
story about your Martin. What
Man, it's just one of
happened to it?
Okay. Yeah, so I got it. I bought it at Clyde's Discount Music and play the heck out of it. And Randy Reynolds and I had a band. We're always having bands. We had bands since we were kids, I guess.
Yeah.
We were playing somewhere. Good gosh, maybe it was Locos, maybe. And we used to grind our guitars, grind the necks, Oh man, it was just awesome.
Like a
So
sword
much fun.
fight.
Yeah, like a sword fight.
fight.
We're doing it one time, and I pushed Randy off real hard. Of course, there was tequila involved in that, and man, he went boom and punched my guitar, fell to pieces, and
Oh wow, he punched it
yeah, oh yeah, man, took it to pieces, and
like he was mad or what?
yeah, well, mad but not mad, you know how it is, with your brothers, you're just like,
It's the actual
Yeah,
back and two
I got you.
of the stage.
I mean, man, not to go off subject, but when I got these tattoos of the Trouble Cat and Bass Kitty, he's like, man, he's like, man, which one of those hurt worse? I was like, this one. He goes, dang, man. He goes, pow, pow. Right, that's right after I got it done too. But back to the story. Yeah, that's Randy. But yeah, so the guitar got broken up into pieces, and a gentleman by the name of Mike Hasty, who builds amazing guitars in Brunswick, I took it to him, thinking but he fixed it, man. Miraculously, he fixed it, and it's sitting in my car. Yeah, right now.
What model is it?
It is a Martin Ellipse. It's called. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
They didn't make them very, very long. I don't know why. Yeah, it was a great guitar, but they just quit making them. I think they only made them for a couple of years.
I was going to say about the song that you played. I was feeling some, which I love, Jane's Addiction kind of vibes.
Oh, cool.
Are you into Jane's Addiction?
Oh, man, yeah.
Often with your songs, my mind goes there.
Yeah, man. Gosh, Eric Avery's probably one of my favorite bass players. Steve Perkins, a drummer. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Do we even need to talk about Dave Navarro?
Right.
Oh, man. And Perry Farrell.
I get
man.
some of those vibes from your songs.
I love those guys. Yeah, man. Thank you. They're definitely very influential on me personally. Yeah, absolutely.
Me too.
Yeah.
I can't work on that.
Yeah, I even love the thorn for pyros.
Oh yeah.
God, yeah. All that stuff. Yeah. Huge influence.
I just wanted to ask you that because I've thought it from time to time that you must have at some point been into them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. in San Diego with me and Noel's band Supernaut. We covered some Jane's Addiction songs, and all I did was sing in that band. I don't even play anything. I just sang. I guess occasionally I play guitar, but I mostly just sang. And we do like 3 days and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
God, yeah. Yeah, so I love that band. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Getting back to the exploding guitars on the stage and everything. That's what the audience pays to see.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
man.
that's a magical night for
yeah.
somebody in the audience to see that.
I got his ass back too a few gigs later. We were playing somewhere and I lit his guitar on fire. He was cool with it though. We were cool. He's like, that's cool. It's all good. Yeah.
I'm reminded of a night. It had to be one of your bands because Noel Holloway was on stage at Swamptown Get Down, and he had this
Dukes of Glen.
It was Dukes of Glen.
Yeah,
this
man.
bass guitar looked like it was hewn out of a log or something. And talking about this guy
Preacher made that bass.
It was a Flying V.
The
Yeah,
Flying
with a
V,
Flying
yeah,
V.
man, big old knobs on it.
Yeah, and the guy playing it, Noel, that we're talking about, and I affectionately refer to him as a caveman. He looked like it. I mean, he was just had those features.
He's very primal.
Yeah.
Very primal dude. Big husky guy, and he'd always play shirtless. And he was
Gene
up there
Simmons tattooed on his belly too.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons tattoo on his belly. And he did something, I swear to God. He did it intentionally. He used to take the bass, the neck of his bass guitar and just hit himself in the head.
Yeah.
He would do that intentionally.
Absolutely.
But this particular night, it caught him just right. And he went down.
He did a backflip, man.
He went all the way down. He was not down and out, but he was down and dazed for a minute there, but he recovered pretty quick.
Do you remember the recovery? That's the best part of the whole story, man.
What was it?
He did a
broke the
backflip, broke the bass, unplugged Preacher. So it was just basically just Randy and Vince, and Noel gets up. He's got this broken bass in his hands and starts going boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, he starts singing the bass notes.
Yeah. And then he's like, anybody got a bass I can borrow?
Yeah.
Crickets.
Yeah, it's like who would it?
Yeah, they ain't nobody
It was
their face at that
it was
point.
Nick from Woodgrains who he was
that's
just
right.
walking up and did not see any of this just happen.
Yep.
And everybody's tking, nobody's letting him borrow a bass.
He ain't borrowing my bass.
And Nick walks up like all young and innocent, like, I got one. And everybody's like, shut up. But I think he let him borrow his bass. And they finished
That was awesome.
that was rock and roll, right?
Man, and then after the show, you talk about rock and roll. After the show, Whitney, his girlfriend, pulls up by the stage, grabs him, throws him in the car, and they go.
leave?
Yep. Boom. Gone. Yep.
Wow.
Rescued by an angel.
Yep. Oh, man.
Well, folks, I guess it's time for another Tale of the Week
Awesome.
by Uncle Dave Griffin. Naturally, this one is about Swamptown Get Down, so shameless. Okay. This one is called Interview with a Dragonfly. Judge Ben Smith Jr. was married to Lynn, a beautiful petite Florida girl. Together, they raised 4 children in Waycross, Georgia. Ben the Third, Bill, John Randall, and Evelyn. All the Smiths are talented souls. Ben the Third is a master craftsman and woodworker. Bill and John Randall are excellent musicians, and Evelyn, an artist among artists, followed the creative brushstrokes of her daddy, Judge Ben. For decades, they've been like a second family to me. I took on the mantle of festival organizer back in 1998 when I hosted a backyard get-together that grew into a full-fledged weekend event called the annual Graham Parsons Guitar Pull and Tribute Festival. Graham Parsons, early pioneer of cosmic American soul music and member of the Byrds and Flying Burrito Brothers, made his childhood home in Waycross, Georgia, where the festival is held. each September. I'm not much of a businessman, so with the help of my good friend and attorney Fred Kopp, we established a corporation and registered it under the name of Safe at Home Productions. Graham Parsons fans worldwide recognize Safe at Home as the title of his International Submarine Band seminal 1968 album. In 2010, I called on Evelyn Smith and asked her to design the 13th annual GPGP Festival flyer. Following the closing chords at the end of that year's event, I was accosted by several local friends and musicians begging me to please consider putting on a second music festival in the spring. With their help and forward thinking, Swamptown Get Down Music and Arts Festival was born, debuting in March 2011, and like the Guitar Pull, is held annually at the Okefenokee Fairgrounds. I again rang up Evelyn, this time asking for a logo, and after a tweak here and a nudge there, we settled on a beautiful Technicolor guitar-tailed dragonfly. By 2014, I had returned to the well of Evelyn Smith's artistic talent. Once again, she fashioned a beautiful logo for the Graham Parsons Guitar Pull. Through the years, her awesome talent has been splashed across T-shirts, advertisements, and banners, and I'm proud to call her family. The 11th annual Swamptown Get Down Music and Arts Festival will take place March 26th, 27th, 2021 at the beautiful Okefenokee Fairgrounds in Waycross. Musically eclectic and visually artistic, the weekend event draws performers, artisans, and audiences from around the Southeast. Headlining the festival this year will be that guitar-playing protege of Colonel Bruce Hampton, Mr. Bobby Lee Rogers, along with the Pine Box Dwellers, Glass Camels, and Bonnie Blue. Rounding out the eclectic mix will be Dirty Bird and the Flu, Heart of Pine, Josh Kirkland Trio, Lazy Lightning, Martez, Michelle and the Ambiguous, One Good Ring, the Page Brothers Band, Stephen Pigman, who will perform at 2 p.m. Saturday, March 27th in the campground, and Them Vagabonds and Thunderbird Blues Band. A few weeks ago, I was pleased to sit down with the winged creature who adorns the Swamptown Get Down stage backdrop. Eloquent, even for a dragonfly, here's what he had to say. I have seen the sun setting in the west over the fair ground of a South Georgia town. I have hovered above an ever-changing cast of incredible men and women who lay wood to skin, flesh to steel, and fingers to ivory. I have gazed upon the most beautiful souls as they twist and turn in painted colors, releasing their joy into the skies where I live. I am moved by the sound of a lonesome train whistle as it passes behind me in the sweet southern air. I soar over swamplands and Spanish moss hanging from cypress trees. I have witnessed the power of the wind and the rain as it took back the darkness in a blazing ball of fire. My wings drape the shoulders of men who are worthy of breathing the rhythm of life so that others may feel. My eyes are the soul of the dreamer and the artist. My body is long, lithe, and measured. My extremities are tuned in the key of a perfect roadhouse blues. I know of the people with hearts of gold who gather in arms and stand as one where the ways cross. I have felt the earth tremble with the music of colonels, dukes, and deputies, beauties and beards, hookers and fanglers, brothers and uncles, lions and kittens, dwellers, riders, and walkers. I am one with the universe. I am light-hearted, clear-headed, and a joy to behold. I am the spirit of Swamptown Get Down. I am the dragonfly, and I am damn beautiful.
Yeah.
So said the dragonfly.
He's a cocky little thing.
He's a cocky little thing. Insect. Oh Lord. Well, we are so glad that you joined us
Man, yeah, it was a pleasure.
tonight.
Totally, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, one person we didn't talk about, I didn't even think about, man. We should
Who was that?
bring up old Mr. Ian Dunlop.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I love that guy, man.
He, when he comes to Waycross, generally annually for the Grand Parsons Star Pool, but we missed last year due to the pandemic shutdown. When he comes over, he'll usually base out of my home where we have a bedroom laid out for him and everything.
Yep.
But he'll disappear for days at a time. And I know that a lot of time he
Yeah,
goes,
man. Comes
he
down the
goes over
island.
to the island,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
man.
beach,
Yep.
and hangs out with you. And
Yep.
I'm sure that y'all, you got a lot of good stories.
Oh,
to tell
man.
there.
Yeah. Great stories, man. My daughter loves him to death. You know, just awesome person, man. Yeah. Miss him.
cool.
It's always good to talk to him. You know, I got an email from him the other day and the video.
Yeah,
God, it was awesome, man.
Yeah.
God, I loved it.
From Isolation Acres, as he's calling it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
He's,
down here on Isolation Acres.
he lives in Cornwall, England. So,
Yep.
and they've got their own system of dealing with the pandemic over there. And he's in his third or fourth lockdown right now over in
Man.
the UK.
Wow.
But Ian Dunlop was the original bass player for Graham Parsons International Submarine Band. And he performs every year at the Graham Parsons Guitar Pool here in Waycross. But during this lockdown, he's turned his attention, just to keep from going slap crazy, to growing vegetables in his garden. And recently, he's taken recordings of songs that he wrote while in Waycross with a lot of us, co-wrote, and he's fleshed them out and is actually putting them into music videos and started his own YouTube music channel. So that's Ian Dunlop. YouTube him. And
Check him out.
Check out some of those videos. They're very heartfelt and earthy. Speaking of England, I saw the other day, I was creeping on your Facebook just the other day and saw where you're going to the same concert that I am.
Yeah, man.
In June.
Ringo Starr, baby.
Yeah, Ringo Starr. One of England's finest.
Yeah. Nobody told me about this.
Oh, man.
I would have went.
Well, I
Yeah,
just
it is.
discovered it on New Year's Day. Connor told me about it on New Year's Day.
And see, I'm with
we
Connor
were
all the
sitting in
time.
Brunswick when he told me, and I went on my phone and I said, "Y'all want to go?" So I went straight online right there, Ticketmaster, and grabbed up a seat for me and my wife and Connor.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I was having dinner with my buddy Paulie Meacham, the DJ, and he told me about it, and I was like, man, I wonder if tickets are still available. And sure enough, man, got some.
Good.
Got some. Yeah.
Good. I saw where Susan Bates has got hers.
Yep,
too.
yep, she's going. Yep.
We should
Going to be a party.
we should try to hook up somewhere, maybe
Absolutely.
before or after.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is June 25th
Yep, I think so. Yep.
on Friday night in St. Augustine.
Friday
So
night.
I don't know what the pandemic will look like by then. Hopefully it'll be a whole lot better.
Yeah, according to Fauci, it's supposed to be better.
More and more people that get this vaccination, it's going to create some positivity and hopefully some return to normalcy.
God, yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yes. Amen. Yeah.
So, well, once again, folks, we'd like to thank our guest, Marc Andress. From,
Man, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
From
I
St.Simons
Sure do
Music.
appreciate it.
If you're ever over there in St. Simons Island, Georgia, go to the the Pier Village. What is the name of that road there?
Mallory Street.
Mallory Street, right there on the pier. And take a ride at the traffic light off of Kingsway, and there he's right down there on the right. St.Simons Music.
Yep.
Go see.
Got some guitars in the window.
Go see Marc Andress. Pay him a visit. And we thank y'all for watching.
Yeah.
We want to encourage
Like,
you to
share, and subscribe, and what have you.
do all the right things. And we, as we said last episode, we do have a email address now. somethinginthewaterpodcast@gmail.com.
Sweet.
So you can talk to us personally on the email. Email us your comments or suggestions or any ideas that you have for possible new guests, and we'll
If you have a business that you want to sponsor,
absolutely. Yeah. We're going to be looking into some sponsorships. As this program right here is sponsored by the Swamptown Get Down Music and Arts Festival, and for a small fee, you can be a sponsor too on this Something in the Water podcast.
yeah.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Peace.
When the cold black water finds its way across through your veins, it just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate.